Man Group, it's seen a fall in annual profit, but it was less than analysts had estimated. Shares have reacted positively to those results. Just taking a look at what they're doing now, trading higher by more than 3%. Net income dropped to $211 million from $445 million the year before. The world's largest publicly traded hedge fund had warned full-year profit would be hurt by costs, including the $375 million write-down of the value of one of the investment businesses. Also reported a rise in assets under management. That figure now stands at $71 billion. Well, Man Group CEO Peter Clarke joins us now from the London Stock Exchange. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Great to have you on the show. Do you expect to be able to sustain the kind of performance that these results have revealed, a rise in assets under management?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're clearly pleased that in the 8-week period from the 31st of March to date, we've raised net $2 billion of assets from investors. So I think everyone's reading into that strong signals about our ability to market despite some fairly turbulent market environments which the world's seeing in other asset classes.
And Man hedge funds attracted more money than they lost through redemptions for the first time in 2 years in the quarter. Is this a trend that is continuing in the second quarter?
Well, as I say, certainly it started well. We're 2 months into our second quarter, and we've seen strong net inflows. So it's the beginning, I think, of a realization that people need diversification. They need liquidity. They're looking for safe formats in which to diversify their portfolios away from other risks that they may perceive around inflation, around bonds, around equity risk. And to do that in an organization which has demonstrated a long-term performance track record and a focus on that. So, yeah, we're very encouraged by what we've seen in terms of flows over the last 2 months, and that's a trend that I would expect to continue.
Okay, so then can you tell me more about what's driving inflows at Man? Is it mainly GLG funds, which are, of course, actively managed, or is it more down to AHL, which is, of course, the computer trading strategy?
Well, actually, there's a good balance in that $2 billion, which is I'm focusing on the last 8 weeks. So that $2 billion is a net number. That's actually seen more into our systematic trading strategies than onto the discretionary platform. But that's because we've had one particularly successful launch into Japan, raising $2 billion recently. So that has skewed the weighting towards the systematic management strategies, but over time we've seen a good balance between both components of the business.
Yeah, and on that $2 billion that you managed to raise from Japanese investors last month, how is it that the market has recovered so quickly for investors to be wanting to put their money into a new investment product like this?
Yeah, well, it's a very good point, and it, to be honest, exceeds our own expectations of what we thought we would raise in the period, particularly given that it follows hot on the heels of the devastating earthquake and tsunami in northeastern Japan. What I think it demonstrates is something that at Man we're very proud of, which is we've been on the ground in Tokyo for 2 decades. We have very strong partners there. We have a very strong brand. And if you have a product format that meets investors' requirements, and in this case, around yield, it pays a coupon, and also has currency choice about which currency you want to make the investment in. If you have interesting attributes, people are very interested in diversifying the return, whether that's in Japan or anywhere else in the world.
And why should investors invest in a product like AHL when there do seem to be so many gyrations recently in commodities, currencies?
Well, we see people looking for diversification, but with liquidity. So one of the strategies that you can achieve that through is managed futures. It has no correlation to equities, so it's an important diversifier. It's highly liquid, but it's also important to note that although we talk about commodities, for example, AHL trades right the way across foreign exchange, interest rates, bonds, equity indices, as well as the commodity complex. And a lot of people are looking for these breakout moments. Is the market going to break out down? Is the market going to break out up? Those sorts of breakouts are environments where AHL and managed futures generally tend to do well. Yeah,
because, I guess investors were concerned, possibly still are concerned about Man Group's fundraising prospects in volatile markets. Can you talk to me a little bit more about how you have adapted to these conditions?
Well, one of the things we did was invest in the GLG business, which, as you pointed out, is a discretionary fund platform, which has a range of strategies which are designed to perform in different environments. So whether that's equity long-short, global macro, emerging market, credit. And the opportunity set that we offer our investors is that there will be something in the portfolio, which is appropriate to the moment in time for your own view as an investor about what's happening in markets. But importantly, what we want to be is a long-term piece of people's investment portfolios. So having that broad range of strategies means that broadly, whatever you think about the future of markets, thematically or macro, there will be something that we will have to offer that will meet that theme. So a lot of investor choice, but what's important is investor confidence. Man, we have surplus capital, we have surplus regulatory capital, we have surplus liquidity, we have a full suite of products, and that confidence point in an uncertain world is very important, alongside the brand awareness that we have and the long track record of focusing on our performance.
Okay, so a quick one then on future plans. I'm thinking about distribution in the US, and will you be continuing to expand the firm's investment products in Asia?
Yes, we've had a spectacular success in Asia. We've got a follow-on product, a GLG product, an emerging market currency product into Japan, which is also looking very promising. We are looking to diversify the locations of our investment management professionals. We have a license in Hong Kong that allows us to put investment professionals there. And in North America, as you point out, we have planned to access that market more. We're underrepresented there. We have great product. And we're recruiting in order to get access to investors in North America who want access to Man and GLG strategies.